Hello everybody, and welcome back. As you know by now, I'm doing these segments, very short segments on Microsoft PowerPoint, and trying to teach you all the basic tools that you're going to need. In the last segment, we covered the animations. In this one, I'm going to talk about slideshows and setting up your slideshow. A slideshow is basically your presentation. So let's jump right in, okay? I could tell it to start from the beginning and run the show, or I could tell it to start from the current slide and run the show. Let's say I've got 20 slides here, and I've already went through the first 15 of them over and over and over, and I don't care to go through them that many more times, but I really need to go through the last few. I could come down to whatever number I want, and I'm going to pick this one for now for some reason, and I'm going to tell it to start the presentation from the current slideshow, and notice that it starts at that one. So I don't have to watch the 15 that I know are perfect over and over. I can start with the ones that I'm working on right now. So that's just something that can save you a little bit of time and a little bit of effort. This segment right here, back to here, if I wanted to run it from the beginning, I'd press this one and it would start with the first slide. This section here talks about if you want to present it online. You select the service that you want to present it through and stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever attended a online presentation before where somebody is actually talking and you're watching the video on the screen, but this can be one of the ways you can do it. If you want to set up a custom slideshow, show only some of the slides because maybe you don't want to show all of them to this group. Maybe this group you want to focus on, the inventory slides, and maybe the next group you want to focus on the sales slides or whatever. So you can pick the ones you want and leave some of the others out instead of having to go through and completely redo your whole presentation. Here's a couple of the important ones I wanted to talk about. This first one, setting up your slideshow. If you click on this, you get a whole list of options. By default, this one is clicked. So when I run this presentation, it would go on my entire screen. But because I have this smaller window up right now that I'm recording in, I don't want it to go the whole screen because then you wouldn't be able to see a lot of it. So I have my PowerPoint set up to be the same size as the screen, and if I click here, then whenever I run my presentation, it would run the same size as whatever my PowerPoint is, so you see the whole thing as if it's on the whole screen. But for me, that's only about a third of my screen. Browse at a kiosk. I've never used that one, so I'm not entirely sure about it. You can set it up so the slideshow just keeps going. Maybe I want to set every slide to 10, 15, 20 seconds and have me talking on it. And as people are walking by, they can see the slide change and me tell about something. I could tell it to loop, and it could play all day. So I mean, that's just one of the options, but I'm sure you've been places where you walk past and it's like a constant advertisement going, they're telling about a product or something, and now the guy's got the vacuum and he's telling about the vacuum, and now he's got the juicer and he's telling about the juicer, and that's all this is. That's what this is, I should say. If I want to show without narration, sometimes you may not want the narration on there. Show without animations if you just want it to be a boring, straightforward presentation. Maybe you've got all these narrations set up, but today's not the day for that. Today you just need to get quick, bam, bam, bam. You don't want all the other stuff, so you can disable it. There's just a lot of stuff that you can set up in here. Right now it's set where whatever changes I make would affect all 3 of the slides, but if I had 100 slides, maybe I only want to stop the animations on the first 20 slides. Maybe after that everything's good and I want to keep the animations. So it's all up to you. Here, even if I've got timing set up on the slides, I could tell it, don't worry about that today, go manually, because maybe my top speaker, he knows exactly how long each slide needs to be and how long, what he needs to say. And maybe the guy that's going to do it today isn't as good. Maybe he doesn't know everything quite as well or quite as thoroughly. So I don't want the slides to move on while he's still trying to explain the last topic. So I would just come in and change it to manually. And that way it doesn't erase all the timings, and everything. It just doesn't use them this time. If I want to rehearse the timings, I can hit this button, and basically I would practice talking. I would explain this slide, and then when I hit the button, it would tell me, oh, you've been on this slide for 9 seconds. And I'd know, oh, okay, well, that slide needs to be about 9 seconds. And, maybe I could finagle it a little bit and get a little more explanations or whatever. But, it really is helpful if I keep going through it and I keep doing 35 to 37 seconds on this slide. Well, I know that I need the slide to be set for about 37 or 38 seconds. And that way, if something does happen, I have just a little bit of leeway in there. But, whatever you feel like. And then if you actually want to record the show so that you could send it to people or put it on the website or something like that, you can do that. Where basically it would go through and it would keep showing the slides and the time, and I would be talking about it, and it would just be recording it. Pretty much like what I'm doing now, only not exactly the same. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all there is for the presentation. Now that you've gone through this, your slideshow set up. If you want to run it from the beginning, you could press this and check it out. Make sure all your timings are good. Practice. Notice when I point here, it also says to start from the beginning, you can press F5. That's what I've done in some of the earlier slides when I just wanted to test how the transitions came in for the different slides and so forth. I just pushed F5 to do it. So that's pretty much it, guys. And I hope you are enjoying it. I hope you're learning something. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I plan to have several more videos. And then, I'm already starting to get close to the end of PowerPoint, but Excel's next. And I hope you keep going with this. All right, bye.